In our next series of tutorials, we are going to complete the resume page of our portfolio, and we're going to break this down in pretty simple parts. So we're going to end up with a lot of short tutorials here to complete out our section. So we're going to go section by section in the resume, starting with the profile. So let's get started. I'm going to tab over to my Dreamweaver program and then open up resume.html. And I'm going to scroll down, and from here I'm going to go ahead and delete out all of those paragraph tags that I had previously inserted to create filler space to test our header out with. So I'm going to go ahead and hit delete there, and I'm going to go ahead and just leave it right there. And we're going to start with the main tag. So we're going to go main, left caret main, class, main. And then we're going to add that secondary class of top, so that way this main tag is pushed down about 200 pixels from the top of that header, so it clears that content and is visible. So then right click that and then hit the enter return key a couple times, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that back just a little bit there and tab in. And then we need to add another div tag inside of that as well, and it's pretty standard with the rest of our design. It's going to be the row class. So left caret div class row, and that'll give us our container row in there. And hit enter return a couple of times there. So then now I have my cursor in between, and I'm going to tab in one more time so that it shows that it's nested inside of that row. And this section is actually going to be pretty straightforward. We just have a heading. We're going to use a heading 3. And then we have a list. We have a list that's going to go inside that as well. So I'm going to type in H3. And this is going to be our profile. And then I'm going to place my cursor right at the end of H3 and hit the enter return key. And then we're going to start putting in our list. So it's an unordered list, so we're going to use the UL tag. Right caret and hit the enter return key a couple times there. So then we can put our list item tags inside of that. So I'm going to tab in, and we're going to start with the first LI tag. And I'm just going to go off screen here for a second and copy and paste some lorem ipsum text that I have already set up. You will of course come in and copy and paste your profile from your resume into these sections. So I'm just going to paste that in there and continue on down with these lines. And I'm going to make each one of these a little bit different, so that way you can see them as being different, and it'll take you about the same time to put those in. And you'll notice that I'm not using periods at the end of these profiles. In formatting bulleted lists, it's kind of the general rule of thumb is not to use periods in lists, but you can use question marks and exclamation points if you need to. That's just a stylistic thing. Don't ask me why that's the case, but according to MLA style, that's how you're supposed to style those things. If you do end up using periods, make sure that you are consistent, though. So I would say if you break that rule, make sure you're using periods everywhere. Okay, that actually will do it for this section of the tutorial. Let's go ahead and preview real quick, see what we got. Make sure it's styling, because remember, we've already taken care of unordered list styling for our unordered list, and I'm using this heading 3 header. Now if you want to use a different header, this is the way I styled my H3s. If you want to use a different header because you don't like the way I styled it, or you can always go ahead and adjust the styling to the H3s yourself, but that's the way each of my sections will pan out. So in the next tutorial, we are going to go ahead and style the education section, and there's a little bit more to this section than the profile. That'll be up next.